Hi guys, welcome to Monitoring and Evaluation Made Simple. I'm your host, Coach Alexander. If you're here for the first time, please subscribe to my channel, Monitoring and Evaluation Made Simple. It's a YouTube channel that has been steadily growing. I want to talk about the coronavirus because of late that's what I've been posting. We all know what is happening in this world. We are at war with an invisible enemy. And unfortunately, a lot of lives are being lost on a daily basis. People are projecting, experts are projecting, it can get really worse. We can even hit the millions in deaths if this virus is not controlled. So the question is, how is it spread? By now, we all know how it's spread. It's spread through touching, coughing, sneezing, things like that with people who have the virus. Actually, it's highly contagious. If you look at on the internet, a lot of people who are sick of this virus are actually urging those who are not sick just to stay at home. That's how bad it is. I've seen people who are sick of it. It's not a flu. If you think it's a flu, then think again, watch the videos. It's not a flu, it's pneumonia, chronic pneumonia. And that is what is killing people. So, when we look at the virus, it originated from China. Then it went to Europe. Italy got worst hit, Spain, USA. Governments are putting in place tight measures to contain the virus because that's the only way to do this, to control it through social distancing. But the question is, why didn't this virus just remain in China? This is a question which many people may be asking. And that's the most important question at this stage. Because if it remained in China, I wouldn't have to be worried about it. Europe wouldn't have to be worried about it. Even the US, even Southern Europe, Southern America wouldn't have to worry about it. So why has it gone global? The answer is that we are a global village. If someone travels from China with the virus to the States, how is he traveling? Using the airports. How are they letting him in? Through the borders? If maybe he travels by road, maybe he lands in Canada, travels by road to the US, he's entering through the borders. But if it's plane, if he's using the plane, he goes through the airport using the custom officers. So now the issue is that how is the monitoring and evaluation surveillance system at the airport, at the borders? That's the issue. And from this, we are seeing that from the events around the world, we've seen that it is actually porous. Why do we say so? If the virus was strong, if the surveillance system was strong, we probably wouldn't have had to have so many cases. Of course, the medical personnel, even scientists will say, no, we didn't know about the virus because the body has its own antibodies, and then we have testing kits which we need to develop. By then, we wouldn't have known those things. But there's something we can learn. Because if you look at the customs, the borders, what are they checking for most of the time when you go to the airport, when you're traveling? I've been traveling since 2010. Most of the time, what these people are checking for is your luggage. They want to check whether you're carrying drugs or you're carrying foreign things that can potentially maybe harm their society. They do a background check on your criminal records, if it's visa, things like that. But they never check on the health status of individuals. Do you know that if somebody was checked, we've had how many diseases in this world? We've had Ebola, we've had Spanish flu, we've had SARS. All these diseases in the past, there are records of how to have those things tested. If people were tested for that, I think something could come up. I mean, if the monitoring surveillance system was strong. So what are we saying here? What are the lessons learned? This may be painful, but it's the truth. We've seen what disease can do to the world. We're at the brink of an economic shutdown. As lessons learned, when people are traveling to a different nation, they need to be put on some kind of self-quarantine, maybe for 3 days or 2 days or even 5 days. How it's going to be financed, we don't really know. But this is something we can learn, because if you look at the benefit of doing that, it far outweighs the cost. Right now, people have lost jobs. 3 million jobs plus have been lost because of the coronavirus. Some governments like the UK, the United States, are saying that they're going to be giving salaries to individuals that have lost their job over this period. But is it sustainable? It's really expensive, and we don't know how long that will take, how long they'll be able to continuously service. Now, the thing is that people without jobs won't have access to an income, won't have access to buy the necessities of life. If this continues, if people, for instance, yes, they'll service them with their salaries, but what if they run out of money and the coronavirus is still there? What will happen? It can easily spill over to civil unrest, because people need food, people need necessities. So this is something we really need to think about as a world. I am closely monitoring the events to do with the coronavirus. I am not a medical expert, but I really want you to follow me on my YouTube channel so that together we can propose future solutions to tackle some of these big problems. I thank you very much. I've been your host, Coach Alexander, and see you on the other side. Bye.